Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the sign of Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Leo, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page. And I thank you so much in advance. So Leo, I'm going to be doing a slightly different kind of reading for you today. It's not going to be all about blockages, boundaries, and breakthroughs. Blockages, boundaries, and breakthroughs. So for your reading today, I'm going to be using a new deck that I have. It's called the Meraki Tarot. It's given to me by a friend. And I'm going to pull one card from the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck. I'm going to read the card intuitively, and then at the end of the reading, I'll read the passage from the book for you, because I feel like when I do that, it usually sums up the reading really beautifully. So, I have the candles going, and the mood lighting, and the Palo Santo has been burned. So we're ready for Leo. Thank you, Spirit. Well, starting off with a bang, Leo. Number 5, the orphan. Right off the bat, I mean, you could be an orphan, but I almost, so 5s are not my favorite. And because they're not my favorite, and because I always tell people that they're not my favorite, I see them constantly. You'd think I would have learned my lesson by now, but I haven't. 5s always represent a kind of transition. And I see this very clearly as you feeling as though Spirit may have left you high and dry with a certain aspect of your life. Left you alone to kind of fend for yourself. This is your feeling. I do not feel that for you. We shall see in the cards, but that's what I feel you feel. And because you feel that, the energy is very prominent. It's almost like here too, it's like, see now my crown chakra, it's like right here starting to buzz. I've done 3 readings in this series so far. It never did that. It's almost like reaching out for this beautiful bloom when everything else is so monochrome and just not being able to get to it. Do you feel as though you're owed something? Do you feel like Spirit owes you something? Okay, I'm going to take 4 cards for the base spread, 4 cards for clarifier, blockages, boundaries, breakthroughs, and advice from Spirit. Yeah. You may have Scorpio in your chart. They got some of cards that were similar. Might want to watch that reading. Okay, I looked at the bottom of the deck. I wasn't going to look at the bottom of the deck, and then it flipped over and I looked at it. So we're going to look at it together. You got the 7 of Swords. Excuse me, the 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles. Still getting to know this deck. Typically the 7 of Pentacles talks about planting a seed and watching it grow, watching it come to harvest, and then kind of asking yourself, kind of sitting back from it for a moment and asking yourself if you still want to invest. I have a feeling that the answer is no. 6 of Cups underneath that, there's this feeling that if you do give up on it, though, that you're kind of leaving something beautiful behind. Maybe you started a business with a friend from your childhood or from your past, and it's almost as if you would be kind of maybe leaving them out in the cold. But you know that you can't continue to put your time, energy, and resources into whatever this is. And it could be leaving you very, very conflicted. Five of Wands is chaos and conflict. It's like inner chaos and conflict, right? Jumping over hurdles to try and make this work, but then receiving some kind of clarity about the situation. Ace of Swords is an epiphany. It's like some kind of revelation that you've had about the situation that you know you can no longer invest. That's all in the subconscious energies. What's going on with your blockages? Well, Six of Wands in the reverse. You're not feeling a sense of victory. Six of Wands is, I don't know which sign this represents, which fire sign this represents, but if I had to guess, I would say it was Leo. This card talks about public recognition, awards, and accolades, right? Standing in the town square, being held up and celebrated. Feels like Leo energy. Because it feels like Leo energy, to see it in reverse is very disappointing, right? I feel like you have a sense of disappointment about you. And because you didn't get that recognition, there's a sense that you have to walk away. And my voice just cut out there for a second. This could be really, really hard to admit that you... I heard one of you say failed. That was not what I was going to say. It's like I heard another voice say, I failed. No, you didn't fail. We're just learning lessons here. What is failure? Like, whose expectations are you trying to live up to, right? But this could be a blockage for you because it's a disappointment energy. And when we're in disappointment energy, we feel like this. I get that. It's not to say I can't relate to that. I absolutely do. But I was not going to say failed. You know, you did not execute something in the way that you would have wanted to. And no, that's not another way of saying failed. That's different, right? Like you had some kind of goal, you know, maybe this was supposed to look one way, but it looks another way, and it's not what you wanted. So maybe you equate that to failure. But I simply see here that there's just, maybe there's just not a lot of, it's not to say that it's not successful, it's just to say that there's maybe not a lot of fanfare behind whatever it is that you were doing, and maybe you were hoping for some fanfare. And because you didn't get it, it's like, well, I don't have any choice but to walk away. That's absolutely your decision, and that could absolutely be the right decision. But whenever I see the Eight of Cups, I always talk about it like this. I always say, who would be crazy enough to walk away from 8 full cups? Cups are all about emotions. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. When the cup is full, it's full of love, it's full of emotions, it's full of compassion and love, right? I said love like 10 times already. Who would walk away from it? Somebody who knows that there's more. So to a certain degree, there's ambition here. I feel like there's ambition. You know that there's 9 cups and 10 cups. You're not willing to settle for 8. But even with 8, it's almost like it's not enough, it's not enough, it's not enough. This is in the level of your, this is in the area of your blockages, right? So it's like Spirit is saying this is actually your blockage. Not to say that, you know, whatever this endeavor was didn't work out exactly as planned, but it's simply the idea that you think that you failed, that's the blockage. Can I have a clarifier, please, Spirit? Look. You see? There's the sun. That's the best card in the entire tarot. The sun. Leo energy. It doesn't get any brighter than this. And you can't see it. This is a very peculiar sun card. It's not super bright, first of all. It's not as bright as other sun cards. It's subtle. Dandelions, right? Blowing in the breeze. This is a little known fact, or maybe it's known to all of you, but it's not widely accepted or like acknowledged. Right? There's such things as dandelion, ground dandelion pills, dandelion tea, etc., etc. I was talking to, I think, Scorpio, maybe it was Pisces, about how dandelions were often, or have been, or that's how I was taught, dandelions are weeds. Anytime we see a dandelion, we should pull it because it's going to squelch out our flowers. It's going to suffocate them. Didn't realize, though, how healing dandelions are. It's this idea that medicine is all around us in the natural world. But we've become so distanced from nature that we can't see it anymore. I mean, light workers and healers and shamans, whatever, they know. They know. And I'm still learning. I'm a baby in these arenas. But Spirit is telling me to focus on the subtlety of this life-giving energy. Usually the sun is very, very, very bright. There's so much subtlety here. Can you see the subtlety in your accomplishments right now? Are you able to enjoy the subtlety as opposed to needing the fanfare? This is all your blockages. It's almost like there's so much abundance here, but you can't really, it doesn't look the way that you think it should look, and therefore everything is a failure. Now if this doesn't resonate with you, it's not your reading, but this is what I feel. Boundaries. The next position is boundaries. Got the Ace of Cups in the reverse. Ace of Cups talks about brand new beginnings in love, in friendship, brand new opportunities to do things we love. Those opportunities are provided by Spirit. There's something here that you have literally blocked yourself from. This is in the boundaries column. You've blocked yourself from seeing that, and you've blocked yourself from even Page of Pentacles. Even thinking about investing in it. I understand that, because if you got the Seven of Pentacles before and it's something you don't want to invest in anymore, it's like you've already invested 7 pentacles. That's a lot of pentacles. I don't necessarily have, maybe I don't have the pentacles right now to invest more, and especially not in a love scenario. What if I can't trust my own intuition anymore? That's what I just heard. It's like maybe you do see something beautiful headed your way. Could be like a new job opportunity, but you're scared to apply to it because you don't want to be disappointed again. So you're putting up some boundaries. And you believe that it's for your best and highest good. I feel it's a little bit of ego talking, like, not saying you're egotistical, it's the ego, right? The ego that is in a part of our psyche to protect us from things like fear and disappointment. You know, Spirit wants me to remind you that, or remind me to acknowledge the fact that sometimes we just have to make the best decision that we know how to make with what we're given at any given time. And Spirit is reminding me to say that out loud, that Leo is doing their level best to navigate this time in their life. But you know, this showed up for a reason. We don't want to stay stuck in that place where we just think we've been left out, because that can very quickly turn into self-pity. So you want to be, it's like, cautious of that, Leo. You don't want to go into that space. What is the clarifier? Thank you, Spirit. 3 of Wands. See? This card has been coming out a lot lately. These are treetops. It's like we're looking up at the canopy of trees, like up at it. And this bird is kind of like wanting to break through the surface into the sky, right? There's shadow where we exist right now. And I can see that you see something big and bright ahead of you. And, you know, maybe you're just trying to find your wings. 3 of Wands talks about waiting for our ships to come in. Waiting. Look, I just heard something that one of my favorite tarot readers likes to say. Waiting for the perfect opportunity when the perfect opportunity doesn't exist. There's just opportunity. If you're waiting for the perfect opportunity, it doesn't exist. It's just, are you going to move or not move? So this is really beautiful energy, though, because it shows me that you're looking to breach the surface. It's like you've been like in the dark place for too long, and so I see you're trying. I'm going to pull one clarifier and ask early, how can Leo help themselves to break out of this, to break through the sky energy? Look. Knight of Cups. There's going to be somebody that comes in with a very loving message. It's maybe loving advice. Spirit is saying, take it. Really loving advice. An authentic person is coming towards you, right? It's almost like if this is you trying to break the surface of the shadow and go into the sky, well, when you do that, you're going to meet up with this person, and they're going to have something really, really wise to tell you. And I'm sorry, there are people in the world that are wiser than us. We can be wise. We can have our experiences. Don't for a second think that you know everything you need to know. And I don't know why I had to be all big sister right in that moment, but I did. Allow the wisdom. You'll know it too. You'll be able to tell when somebody's channeling a message for you. It could be a stranger. They just say something wacky, profound, and then like leave your life. Whoever this is, listen. That's Spirit's advice. I asked for some advice early. You can take it or leave it. I would take it. Breakthrough. 10 of Cups. Beautiful. And the Meraki, which is the special card in this deck, number 22, which talks about life path, your life's blueprint. It's almost as if when you break through the surface of this shadow energy and you listen to the earth angels around you, then you're going to start to see how bright life really is. And you're going to start to take kind of incremental steps towards what truly makes you happy. You could be, leading an extremely productive life, and I'm sure if you're a Leo, then you're doing just that. But are you doing things that make you happy, that speak to your bliss? And, it's easy to say and hard to do. But, like, what's the alternative? The alternative is cynicism. You can be cynical about life and just be like, oh, happiness is for other people. Okay, you can be that way. Like, you can stay in this 5 energy. I don't recommend it, though. Because not when you have this in your sights. This is gorgeous. 10 of Cups is everything. It's just joy. 10 full cups, it's joy. Right? Because it's like, you were walking away for a reason. It was to walk towards this. And this energy is like really getting in touch with your spirit guides, with your ancestors, with your soul. See how this is like music in the background? It's like frequency, vibration, like being in the same vibration as the happiness that wants to come towards you. Gonna ask for a clarifier. Queen of Wands and Queen of Wands in reverse, 5 of Pentacles. You got a lot of 5s in this reading. I don't like 5s. But at least this one is in reverse. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. When you have the breakthrough, right? See, even the fox is coming through the trees. Right? When you have the breakthrough, you're no longer going to feel like you're left out in the cold. There's going to be some relief, right? It's that self-pitying energy. You're not, when that breakthrough comes, you're just like, no, there's so much going for me right now. And this is not to say there should be some like spiritual bypassing and just being like, everything's hunky-dory. No. We have material world problems that need material world solutions. However, it doesn't mean that can't coincide with you creating the world around you. Now your spirit guides are here because my ear is tunneling. The Queen of Wands is in reverse, though. It's still a matter of confidence. And when it's interesting to have to say that to a Leo or an Aries. You say like, oh, you just need more confidence. It's like, are you crazy? I'm like the most confident, I'm the most confident member of the zodiac. It's just like, well, are you? Queen of Wands in the reverse is angry, frustrated, not feeling like their best, not feeling their most creative. It's like Spirit is asking you to really take a deep, deep look at things that are triggering you at this time and working through them. How do we do that, right? Like, let's give some like practical advice. One, you can go to therapy. If therapy is not your thing, then you can go into a state of meditation. Exercise seems to work for people. I don't really do that, so I can't vouch for it, but it works for people, right? Getting the physical body back into health, sleeping more, praying, if that's your thing. Praying is also another form of meditation. Listening to music that uplifts you, as the Meraki card would suggest. the music here. I would suggest frequency music, but listen to what, you know, you want to listen to hip hop because it gets you dancing. Do it. Do it. There's so many ways that you can help yourself. I just gave you like 8 things. You know what I'm hearing? It's so weird that I'm hearing that. I just said, oh, if you want to listen to hip hop, just do it. It's not really hip hop, it's like rap. But I hear Jay-Z from his Blueprint album. Oh my God, his spirit's so amazing. I haven't listened to that album in years, right? Jay-Z has an album called, it's called The Blueprint. And on that album, I believe there's a song that's called On to the Next One. It's so good. If you haven't heard it, you should listen to On to the Next One by Jay-Z. On to the next one, on to the next one, on to the next one. That message is kind of saying, like, don't get stuck on what you perceive to be failures. You have not failed in any way. But it's time now to do a different kind of work, right? The work of going within. That's the hardest work that you could possibly do. Advice from Spirit shows it to me. 5 of Swords. That's your third 5 in this reading. 5 of Swords talks about a little bit of trickery. Taking advantage over others. Or gaining the upper hand, rather. So strange though, the 5 of Swords is rendered differently in every tarot deck, but it's almost like I want to see this here as like there's some Leo out there that is like really entrenched, and like, you know, I hope you don't stop watching my channel because of this message, but I'm just going to give the message, right? You're really entrenched in the rat race, like you're really like want to get ahead, want to make a lot of money, want to have high status. And I'm not saying you shouldn't go after all those things, but like this card tells me, like, how is that working out for you? Because all I see is cracked earth, and it's like a barren wasteland. And I feel as though part of that is societal pressure, or like the pressure of your parents to work a job that you hate, but it pays a lot of money, you know, something like that. I'm not saying quit your job. I'm not saying, you know, unless you want to, do what you want to do, right? I'm not saying that, but what is going to make you happy? They're showing me the Fool energy in reverse. The Fool starts the major arcana. It starts the whole story of the tarot, and it's all about taking a leap of faith. And it's in reverse. Spirit's showing me in reverse. I feel as though at this time it's like not so easy. Maybe you want to quit your job, but you can't. Maybe you want to get out of a relationship, but you can't. You like rely on that person, maybe financially. You're trying to get ahead, but it's almost like losing sight of what that even means. Look, see? Look. This is the first time the Devil card has popped out. It's serious. This is serious. I don't know what Leo I'm talking to. This is no joke energy. The Devil, the King of Pentacles in the upright, the Empress in reverse, the Queen of Swords. Let me tell you. King, Empress, Queen, and the Devil. These are all people. This is people energy. Right? I think you are the Empress in reverse. I feel like the Devil is like society. It's like expectation. See, in this card, there's this like unwitting, it's hard to tell, but there's like a little, I don't even know if it's like a pigeon or a chicken or what it is, but it's pretty violent, like whatever this is. The Devil energy is Capricorn, so you could be dealing with a Capricorn, number 15 in the major arcana. The Devil talks about codependency. I knew the Devil was going to show up too. It's kind of like when I saw this card, it was like, oh, I feel like the Devil energies. I should have said it, but I didn't. I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to manifest it, right? But it shows itself when it has to. We all have a little bit of the Devil energy in us. Codependency, addictions, obsessions. I feel as though, you know, this is like the rat race catching up with you. You're exhausted. Queen of Swords is like a person who is cold and very discerning and is looking at you for answers. I feel like this is your energy, just kind of not feeling like you're able to attract right now. And then the King of Pentacles here, it's kind of like somebody, I feel like they're waiting in the wings. King of Pentacles, you know, sits in the seat of his power. Divine masculine energy could be very, very abundant. I feel like this is somebody who wants to help you. But they're kind of like, see how they're like kind of behind the bushes? They're like, do they want my help? I feel like this is somebody that's coming in for you, Leo, that wants to help you. It's up to you whether or not you'll take it. I don't necessarily think that you will because the Fool is in reverse, but you may. Right? And so, it seems like what a crazy way to end this reading because it's like leaving you hanging with a lot. Just remember, tarot is only temporary. It's just the message you need to hear right now in this moment, at whatever moment that you're watching this reading. What's great about it is that you shut this reading off and you can instantly make different decisions. You can change your entire life in whatever way you need to based on the decisions that you make and your will. This doesn't mean that you will not have to deal with the ramifications and the outcome of that decision making, right? So it's not like I'm saying go quit your job tomorrow if that's what you want to do. It's like, no, no, that is not advice that I would give. Unless you're like, it's totally toxic and you're being abused, then absolutely. But it's not advice I would give. I would say have a plan in place. Apply to different jobs, get that new job that makes you happy before you quit the other one, right? Life is not always as ideal. Sometimes we have to make hard decisions. Be smart about it, which I know that you will be, but don't mix this up and think like this is something that can be glossed over, because it's not. I mean, this is not energy that a Leo should be in. It kind of goes against everything that you stand for. So let's look at number 5. The orphan. The wounded child, the abandoned, the beggar. To study the orphan is to study the deep and challenging energy of our time. We are ever more connected, yet face collective isolation. The refugee crisis haunts our planet. Children are separated from parents, and the earth begs for our attention. We are in a time of universal orphanage of nature, of each other, of our own hearts. Take refuge in the fact that we all share this core wound and dilemma. It is normal to fear this card as it haunts the caverns of our soul. When it appears, take time, real time, to be in the presence of the feelings this card stirs in you. Let it humble you. What are you starving for? What is the deepest gift you can imagine giving to others? What has been rejected is quite possibly what is most needed, dear one. My third eye is just buzzing right now. Leo, this was one of the hardest messages I've had to deliver to a sign. Do not forget your courageousness, and do not forget that the most courageous thing that a person can do is ask for help. Whether it's from a soul tribe member, a family member, a therapist, or spirit themselves. That's your reading. If it resonated, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Leo.